Yeah, what's good, everyone, man? We're back again with another preview. Hey, listen, when previews about, Liverpool's back playing football, man. It's been a long, what is it, week and a half, you'd say? Week, maybe 2 weeks we've had off. Um, I don't know, man. I was listening to anything Liverpool, man. Big up to them as well. I was listening to that podcast earlier and it was talking about the difference between international football and obviously club football. I still don't know why people hate international football that much, to be fair, man. It is, some games are boring. Sometimes you have to watch maybe the lesser teams to get a better game. Um, but yeah, man, it's good to have Liverpool back, man. It's good to watch the boys play again, man. I know momentum, we got put on a little break and stuff like that. So fingers crossed we can get back, carrying on where we left off, man, with the 3 wins and hopefully make it 4 tomorrow. But before we get started, guys, man, housekeeping, you already know the rules, man. Guys, please like the video on the way in, share it, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it as well. And obviously throw your thoughts down in the comments as well, man. Let's chop it up, man. Let's get to it. Who's in the building already? Honesty in the building. Big up, bro. Endz dropping more streams than Kendrick dropping music. Hey, I need to listen to his new one. What was that new tune he dropped? I swear he dropped a new track yesterday or the day before. I was listening to the radio on my day to day, and I heard them say, "Oh yeah, he dropped a track overnight." So I don't know, man. I have to kind of figure out what that one was. But if you know, honestly, let me know, man. Let me know. But yeah, man, Liverpool versus Forest, man. It's a game we normally win and we normally get a good result in. No game in the Premier League is easy, though. To be fair, I think they're all difficult. I think you can make it difficult, but at the same time, you can make it easy for yourself by doing what you know. And you know what I mean? Don't just look at the team and go, "Oh, it's only Nottingham." Go and play them as if they are one of the top teams and get the job done as early as possible, man. Yeah, I've got some few good players in the team as well, far pacey wingers. Gibbs White. I don't know if he can carry on the season where he kind of left off the last season. I was listening to like Arne Slot's presser earlier, and he was just talking about they haven't lost the game in their first. Because I was looking, I was like, have they lost? But they haven't lost. They've won and draw 2. And then off the back of last season, they ain't really lost a lot of their last few games either. So they're in good form and they're in good spirits. But it's down to us, innit? We need to make sure we go there and really take them apart, man, and get this result. I say go there, but they have to come to Anfield and take them apart, man. Big up to Kingsman in the chat as well, man. Big up, bro. So yeah, I'm looking for us to score quite a few goals in this one, but obviously I'll let you guys know my score predictions at the end. I was looking at a couple of our players, man, so far this season in terms of our midfielders. And obviously we've had the conversation a lot about Gravenberch, Szoboszlai. We conversate a lot around, why they have been good this season, or, what's the difference from last season to this season, from where we're getting these very good performances. They're not world class yet. They're not like mad levels yet, but they're very, very good levels. So far, so good, man. Big up Pops, man. Big up Alexander as well in the building. Hope you guys are well, man, and blessed. But what one for me, man, Sobo, man, it's a breath of fresh air kind of thing. It's like it's a player that you see and you go, right, he's talented, he's young, he's got all the ability to kind of succeed in the Premier League. And you saw what he was doing in the Bundesliga, and you saw certain things for international level for Hungary. Their team ain't that good, but he's like the one standout, shining light in the team. And it's like his first season, it was a bit underwhelming. Started off really, really well in the team, and you're thinking, okay, we got something here, and then that's where those names were getting thrown around, the Gerrard comparisons and stuff like that. But I feel like this season more than any, he's really, really, really stepped up and starting to show his ability, man. And I was looking at one of the stats, and one of them was just that he's created the most chances for us this season in the Prem. So long may that continue, man. And if he can keep this form going and go from strength to strength, we can really, really do some damage to some of the teams in the Premier League this season, man. 100%. But yeah, I think a couple of the factors as well. Him saying that, I think it was an interview he either did at the end of last season or the start of this season. I want to say the start of this season. And he just said about his performance, and it needs to be better and it needs to be more consistent in terms of the way he's been playing. So fingers crossed, man, that carries on. And then the other guy, Gravenberch, man, and obviously the gaffer mentioned, or he got asked a question around it, about, you know, what has he been like in midfield, and this was his quotes. He's been in midfielder all of his life, which he has been, and this position isn't a new position for him in a double pivot in a 6 or an 8. He's played there for Ajax as well, man, and I think it's just somewhere I feel like he's very, very comfortable playing. Sometimes as a midfielder, man, seeing the play in front of you, or you're not really in the thick of it in terms of you're the attacking midfielder and you have to run around and try and go and create those opportunities. But if you have a more, I wouldn't say it's a simple role, but it's a simpler role, because your job is to make sure you're being an option for, you know, your back four. You're being an option for if your wingers need to give you a pass or the attacking midfielder needs to give you a pass. So there's a lot of work to be done, but I think simplifying it for him was the best thing, and now we're seeing the best of Gravenberch. I know a lot of us don't like to really compare international football as well. So it's not just been 3 games where he's been performing. You can say it's 5 games. He played really, really well in the two international games as well. So you would say his form has been there for 5 games. 3 for us, 2 for international, but combined 5. And I think that's really good, man. I think if he can carry this on, and at this level that he's going at as well, he can only improve and get better. He's not setting the world alight yet in terms of, it's, you know what I mean, he's doing some like crazy stuff, but some of the performances and even the passes that you guys saw when he was on international break, even for Liverpool as well, you can see that the confidence is growing in Gravenberch. You know, obviously the manager mentioned he's come back stronger as well, and he looks really fit and all that stuff, which is obviously, you're a professional football player, so you should take care of yourself, come back in the best condition as possible. But him and Sobol definitely this season had to step up, because McAllister last season was the only shining light, you would say, from a consistent basis in the midfield. So having Sobol now and Gravers step up, and I think that's probably where a lot of the, I wouldn't say negative comments have come from McAllister. I think it's more observation, because once other people are kind of taking the limelight, you sometimes look and ask, what's the other guys doing? Do you know what I mean? And I think it was the exact same last season when McAllister was, you know, shining and doing these bits. I think everyone kind of looked around and goes, what's Sobol doing? What's Gravenberch doing? What's Watara doing? They start asking these kind of questions. But those two this season have been immense, and I think them fit throughout the whole season's, fingers crossed, man. Yeah, it'll be tough for most teams to play against us. There's a lot of goals in that midfield, and there's a lot of creativity in there. The work rate is in there, you know, and then we're playing through it now instead of skipping it or missing it out, what we were used to under the old regime. But nah, man, it's good. In terms of injuries as well, guys, obviously I know you've all kind of watched the press conference. If you haven't already, obviously he mentions about Harvey Elliott, just to say he's going to be out for a little while. And then obviously with the McAllister one, he's obviously trained yesterday, so I'm pretty sure he's probably fine, and he will train today. And then Arne Slot will pick the you'd say your 11, or what did he? I think he mentioned a 20-man squad that he'll be bringing to the game. So yeah, it's all good, man. Apart from Elliott, that's the only concern, and that's fine because we have enough adequate replacement. He did also go into saying that it gives opportunity for someone else, you know what I mean? And is that someone else, you know, the conversation we had about Curtis yesterday, is that someone else Curtis Jones? He's now back fit as well. So does he get the opportunity to show what he's about now? Maybe in a bit more forward role, because you'd say Gravenberch kind of has that deeper, you know, deep line playmaker or a 6, whatever you want to call it. I think he's kind of sold it up for himself. So yeah, you'd say that's done. You'd say Sobo's kind of maybe sold up his side as well. McAllister, you'd say, yeah, he's been doing a lot of grafting in his position as well. But I think Curtis can step in for those minutes because we've got extra games this month, so he can step in and fill the void if we need him to. So I'll be looking to see what he can do definitely this month, see if he can step up, because there's a lot of questions around, is he injury prone? Does he have the quality to play for Liverpool Football Club? I think he has the quality to, but the injuries I can't debate, and I will never debate it, because he does pick up just random injuries when he's in good form or when he's playing really, really good football. Big up to see Sideline. Big up Sideline, bro. I hope you're blessed as well, man. It is a shame. It is a shame about Elliot, man. Because this is the moment for him to kind of really show up in, isn't it? It's about him now to kind of step in and be the player that we know he can be, because the opportunities and the minutes are going to now be there to kind of go, well, sub on your heels if if you're not careful, I can take that 6 off of you. But he's injured, bro, and he's going to miss I'm not going to say a lot of football, but he's going to miss a lot of. Well, if he's coming back, say halfway through next month, if it is true in terms of the timeline and scale, Arne Slot didn't mention. He just said he's going to be out for a while. But let's say even if he's out for a month, we only play 5 games this month, so he'll miss 5, and then him maybe 2 games next month, maybe he'll miss. So in total, maybe 7. Not a lot of games, to be fair, but it's a lot of games, especially when you want to try and win a position in the team, to be fair. Big up to Tayo as well in the building. Big up Endz. We are Liverpool. Big up, man. Liverpool Truth Channel. Big up to yourself. Football is back. It is back, man. It is back. I don't mind international football, but sometimes I get bored, man. So you have to watch the lower teams, man, for me. And then you probably get a better showing, man. A bit more goals, a bit more open, expansive football. England didn't do too bad, to be fair, to them. But yeah, man, those are the kind of 2 players I was looking at. Because they've stepped up this season, they've made a massive difference to the way that not only how we're playing, but we're relying on them a bit more. And I know it's only 3 games, but obviously that's the only thing we have to go off of at the moment. And we are relying on them because you can see that the manager trusts them too, because those are the ones he started in the last 3 games, hasn't he? So yeah, I think those are his go-to guys. He also spoke about as well with rotation this month. I can't remember the word for word for the question, but he spoke about rotation, and he said obviously we find out he's not used to doing it because they only played like 1 game a week kind of thing. So it's going to be something new for him as well. And I know we've spoken a lot on this channel, Savage G, and myself. We spoke how does he react when it comes to when he has to rotate, and obviously we have nothing to compare to yet. But this month we should have something to kind of see, who comes in, who doesn't, who doesn't start, who comes in and shines, and then does that person keep his spot, or is he going to bring back the guys that he initially starts with? We have to kind of wait and see what that looks like, to be fair, man. But in all, man, in all, his press conferences are, I think, how many questions? There may be 5 questions in there. I think it lasted a total of maybe 14 minutes, 15 minutes, I think it was that. And you could probably trim that down to, I don't know, like 8 minutes. I don't think there's anything. He doesn't really give you anything in it. Obviously, they asked him about contracts and stuff like that, but, he's never going to answer those things as well. He always says, I give a boring answer. I don't talk about contracts here, which is true, bro. I don't know why they just, I guess if you don't ask, you don't get in it. It's one of those ones. Maybe one day they ask, and then the manager turns around and says, yeah, no, like we're speaking to the player, blah, 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 and give some details. But yeah, Liverpool's never been a club to do that. And I don't think Arne Slot coming in and we're going to change the ethos of the way that we believe and do things around the club. We're not going to change it, to be fair. So it's always going to be boring answer, man. But fingers crossed we can get these 3 signed up to a new deal very, very soon, man. And then we can just forget about it and stop talking about it, and then it's done. Trent signs a new long-term. Virgil gets a couple of years. Mo gets a couple of years. They all look like they don't want to leave, and I don't know why they would want to leave, but that's fine. There's other clubs out there as well. Maybe, they want to go and try their skill sets in another division or whatever. But yeah, I can't see why they would want to leave Liverpool Football Club, to be fair. But yeah, apart from that, nothing really. No real massive injury concerns apart from Elliot. And then obviously he spoke about Gravenberch. I've obviously mentioned to you about Stubbo and stuff like that. But yeah, can Arne Slot, so guys in the chat, man, can Arne Slot, can he make it 4 in 4? Can he make it 4 in 4, man? So I was looking at this that the Premier League posted out. Managers with 3 wins and 3 clean sheets in their first 3 matches. So Mourinho, obviously, Mourinho's team, bro. These men used to be able to win 1-0. If they scored first and they locked up shop, it was done. It was done. And that's the kind of feeling I get with Liverpool. And obviously Sven as well, man, the great as well. He had that with Man City. So it's interesting to see if we could go four. I don't know if there's a team that's done 4-4, so 4 wins. Obviously, there's teams with 4 wins, but 4 wins and 4 clean sheets. I don't know if there's a team that's done that. Fingers crossed we're the first one to do it. One of the reasons as well, I don't like, sometimes with certain stats as well, then I don't really like shining light on them, because it gives like the other team a bit more of a boost. If you go into a game, Liverpool and conceded, and then teams, the media, maybe the fan base, which we're right to speak about these things. But when we make it so big that other teams go, we want to be the first ones to score a goal. We want to be the first ones to break that streak. Like when Virgil, he was going on that streak when he hasn't lost at Anfield, and certain streaks that we was on and win streaks. They just one of the teams was like, no, we can't have this team keep talking about this and keep going on about this. One of us has to break it. So I just want us to be quiet, just keep doing our business, keep getting those 3 points, be quiet in the background, let them talk about the cities, let them talk about the Arsenals, and we just relax and just keep winning, keep going. And then eventually they'll be like, okay, so Liverpool mean business. Because at the moment, I know it's only 3 games, so a lot of pundits, they're not gonna really say anything too much. They're not gonna really, but it's about, we have to just keep ourselves quiet, man, and don't put ourselves in the media too much, and just keep winning. And maybe we get to game week 10, and then maybe we've got, I don't know, say 9 wins and a draw. Let's say 9 wins and a draw after 10 games. I feel like that's when people have to then maybe take note, because then obviously you're not too far off of being halfway through the season. So should be interesting to see what happens, man. But I think we can make it 4-4, to be fair. Question from Honesty. Question: did you see the video of Darwin, Chiesa, and Jota doing training with VIBZZ? Yeah, I did see it. I still haven't watched the inside of training though. I like to watch it just to see obviously what the boys are saying and stuff like. You don't really get a much from it, but you can tell from the pictures and stuff like that, whether they know the cameras are there and they just put it on. You can tell there's a real vibe around the team, and there's a real togetherness this season. And it's probably because it's a new voice, probably, it's new ideas, new coaches. So you're buzzing, you want to come in and you want to learn and you want to see what's new and kind of look and take it from there. So maybe that's part of the reason as well. But I like what I see from the boys so far, man. I think they're all confident as well. I did see one of the quotes from Robbo. I think, I don't know if it was an interview or maybe just maybe something from Liverpool, or maybe he's doing something from one of the other TV channels, and just talking about the defense. And he said, "Now there's a confidence about them this season in terms of the way they want to defend, and you can see it, man. You can see that they don't want to concede. You can see that they're celebrating even tackles, and we never really equate Liverpool or put that to Liverpool as a team that like celebrates tackles or celebrates, make like clearing the ball off the line, or we normally just do the normal, okay, nice one, bro, thank you for covering. But you can see that even like simple tackle or a simple block, there's a bit more grit to it. Like, yeah, come on, let's not concede, and it's good, man, and it's paying off, because obviously Alisson was one of the guys that we felt sorry for, especially last season. When he's making all of these saves and keeping us in games, and then we'll just go and concede a stupid ass chance by a mistake and give away a silly goal. And hopefully this season, man, that's all behind us. Fingers crossed, that's now all behind us, man, going forward. But yeah, man, I was talking about Sobo earlier about the chances created for Liverpool this season. I feel like he should have a bit more assist as well. I think he's still in between when to shoot, when to pass. And I think once he gets, I wouldn't say it's a confidence thing. I think it's an understanding of, right, now I'm playing in this position, I need to go back to what I was doing previously, or whatever the instructions the manager is giving him, maybe understand it a bit more clear. But I think his decision making, when he gets in and around the box, has to be a bit more snappier, has to be a bit more sharper. But I think that will come. It's only 3 games, in it. I think if we can equate the 3 wins and say it's only 3 games, and we can, give Sobo the same grace and say, yeah, that part of his game will definitely improve with more games under his belt. Big up Red for Life as well, man. And then Chiesa, man, fingers crossed, man, we get to see Chiesa get some minutes, man. It'll be interesting to see what side of the pitch he plays on. I think he'll play on the right. That's just my opinion, because I think we already have 2 left wingers in the team, so I don't know why we would put him out on the left. I think maybe a substitution for a Mo, but I don't know. Maybe it depends on what the game is asking for, because it could be the game might be asking for someone else to go through the middle, and then DS comes off, and then they're like, okay, I'll put Chiesa on because the game might affect the game in a better way than maybe a Cody would. I don't know. We just have to kind of wait and kind of see. But he did say that obviously he's trained 3 to 4 times. I want to say that Arne Slot said. So, but he said he will take the fittest players. Obviously, you take your fitter players, in it. If Chiesa isn't up to speed yet or up to the fitness levels yet, then obviously I don't think taking him and just to kind of have him on the bench and then maybe give him minutes. Yeah, I think put him in when he's in his peak, peak levels, or when he's close to those levels, and then we can see the best of him, instead of putting him in and then it's a bit lackluster, underwhelming, and then, you know what I mean, you don't really know how football fans are, bro. They will just start slandering the man. Oh, is this what we bought? Blah blah blah. Big up Lee, big up Tant as well in the chat, man. Big up guys. Hope you guys are all well. And looking to give Chiesa his debut at home in the San Siro. I want to give him a debut in this game, and then obviously being in the squad for the San Siro one. When's that? Tuesday. So yeah, but I want him to play some minutes with the boys first, man, before he plays in the San Siro, because obviously he's played there before, but I'd rather him get a bit more minutes beforehand as well. Yep, right, Kingsman. Hope we get to see him play. I can't wait as well, man. Looking at some of his finishing in training, man, he looks sharp though. Looks really, really sharp. It looks like if he gets on the end of an opportunity, the ball will end up in the back of the net. But it is the Premier League, bro. It is the Premier League, so we know sometimes some players can adjust straight away, and the league is for them. Some players take a bit of time to adjust to the league, and then you get the best out of them maybe 6 months in, maybe a year in. And some players take a bit longer, but then they have that season where they break out. And I'm hoping for that for a few of our other players as well. But yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see him play as well. Robbo, looks good this season. He'll keep his spot in my opinion. But obviously I'll get to the team in a second, guys. So you will hear the lineup that what I would go with for this one. I think you will kind of figured it out anyway, but we'll chop it up regardless. But Robbo, yeah, man, he's been really, really good. Gakpo deserves an opportunity, but at the same time, there's games coming up now, so he has to take that with open arms once that comes to him. But let's see what he does, because he's played 2 really good games on international break, and we haven't really seen him in the Premier League as of yet. So this interesting one about the Anfield crowd, man, about Anfield crowd is the best best stadium in the Prem. I think it's on a good day, but this season, I don't know if it's been done from this season or it's been done from maybe last season. But this season, man, Anfield has been quiet as hell, man. It hasn't been as loud as I'd expected. The away fans, however, though, has been really, really up for the games that we've been playing. So I don't know if that survey was done last season or this season. I saw it, thought it was interesting, but I don't think the fans have been that loud this season, man. Richard, big up. How will we break them down tomorrow against Forest 3 p.m.? I think Forest is a team. They don't sit in a low block no more, man. They've got tricky wingers. You've got Callum there. You've also got Gibbs White, and you've got Woods up front that it seem to be scoring goals at the moment. So there, and you've got Alanga as well. So you've got some speedy players, and so I don't see them sitting deep and then trying to do the counter-attacking thing, because Liverpool ain't a team. We're not like pressing really, really high up the pitch and exposing ourselves, in the wide areas like we were used to under the old regime. I think it's we're going to keep the ball, we're going to keep it ticking. It's going to be side to side. It might look boring at times, and then we're going to wait for the right moments to carve them open, and then we're going to keep doing that. Because if we have the ball, they don't have the ball, and if they don't have the ball, they can't hurt us. So I think that's the best way, man. Just keep doing what we're doing. Whatever we've been working on, whatever we've been doing so far, so good this season, it's working. So I wouldn't go away from it. But obviously, with Arne Slot, the way he speaks about the game, you can clearly see that he's gonna adapt or change based around the opponent. So if he feels that there's a weakness in the Forest armor, he might change it. He maybe change the personnel who starts, maybe tweaks it slightly. For an example, the way that he tweaked it against Man United, putting Gravenberch as the more forward-running player, because he realized in transitions, Casemiro ain't that quick. Maino isn't quick. They're not quick. So with the legs of Gravenberch being able to turn in those half spaces and carry the ball, and time again, it worked. But if you had someone, I'm not saying Sobbo couldn't have done that same job, but say McAllister was in there, it might not work based on that he's not quick enough or quicker than the other guys. So it's about tweaking it where you see fit. But I don't see Forest doing the whole deep line stuff and sitting in and all that. I think they're gonna want to attack Liverpool and try and do things their own way as well. Because remember, it's new for most of these managers. And I was seeing a quote from Pep Guardiola who was saying about Liverpool. He's going to have to watch Liverpool a bit more now because he doesn't know what he doesn't know what they're doing. But obviously on the clock, because they knew each other so well, he had an idea of what to expect. But with Arne, he doesn't know. So I think they would have to do the same thing in it. So yeah, I can't see them sitting too deep, to be fair. Big up, big up, bro. Yeah, I know you want Forest to win after we smoked up Man United, man. But big up, love for the love, man. Question: if Kwanzaa plays, do you see Trent still inverted or just play touchline right back? I don't think Trent will play the inverted. It's like it is slightly inverted, but it's not inverted where he's a midfielder. It's more he's just tucked in a bit, and then that space for the right hand side he can use it, or someone else can drift out there. So yeah, but if Kwanzaa plays, I think we'll just play the same way. I don't think the system will differ if Kwanzaa plays, because it's not like Kwanzaa is mad slow. He's not slow or anything like that. So I don't think even if Trent does the invert thing, I don't think he leaves us exposed. To be fair, I just think it's going to be tough for Kwanzaa to get back in, especially the way that Ibro's playing at the moment. It'll be tough, man. It'll be very, very tough for him to get back in. And I'll get to that one after. I did see Darwin as well. Obviously, Darwin in training and doing the extra work as well. He's another one that I can't wait to see what he does. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see, given the opportunity, what he does. And I know that's tough, guys, because I know we already kind of sold our stocks in him. I know some of us don't rate him like that. Some still do. We all hope he does well, but I feel like if he doesn't do it well this season, then yeah, it's time for him to go, man. So fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed he does well. Staying, doing the extra sessions and stuff like that might work out for him as well. And you got players like Ouattara as well. Bear with me once. Yeah, sorry there. That was outside noise. Didn't want it to come through on the stream. The Darwin hate is jarring. It's justified in some aspects, bro. So like, obviously I've always defended him and I tried to defend him. I tried to see reason. And some people might call it blind, but I've always tried to give my honest opinion and honest take on it instead of just changing my opinion based on what other people are saying. Can he improve as a football player? 110%, bro. 110%. He's not the finished article. Technically, he isn't all sound. He's not at a top level from that aspect, but he can do the basics. And I feel like with players like him, with like a certain type of play, I think you I'm not saying you build a team around them, but when they're in the team, I think allowing them to express themselves in the way that they know best and play their best football, sometimes for some players, that's the best way to go forward. Trying to change the player and let him suit what you're trying to do at times can work. I'm not saying it can't work. And obviously you're the manager, so you're going to want players to do what you want to do. But there are some players out there that they can't just be tied down to a system. You have to like do the system stuff around them and then get them in. If he's a goal scoring type of striker, just play him and just give him opportunities consistently in terms of what I said, man. Simple chances, running near post, running far post, running through the middle when the winger gets it, when the attacking mid gets it. So it makes it easier for what type of finish the striker chooses to do. And I think with him, whether you think his excuses or not, I just think his tenure at Liverpool. I'm not gonna say he hasn't missed some blatantly open goals which he should have scored, but there's some where I didn't even see when the opportunity was going to come. There's sometimes when I've seen him make some really, really good runs and then the ball doesn't come. And I'm like, if you would have given him there, you would have had enough time to pick the right finish and X, Y, and Z. And then there's times when they give him and then he's trying to whip the ball around like 2 or 3 players, or, you know what I mean? He still has to try and dribble a player to get the shot away. And we know that's not in his strong suit. We know dribbling isn't in his strong suit. He's really quick. So you want to minimize the things that he's not really good at and put him in a position to do the things that he is good at. So, i.e., if you're going to put him one-on-one with a goalkeeper, that's what you'd want to do more often than put him where he's then have to beat the defender to get the shot away, because we know he's going to look all clunky on the ball and trying to dribble the defender and it's not going to work. Then he's going to lose it and stuff like that. Or when if he has to cut in, trying to get round defenders and stuff like that, just put him in the box and get the ball in the box, man, and try and give him as many simple chances as possible. And I know that sounds crazy, but at the same time, you have to play to those skill sets. You know, you have to play to those players' skill sets, man. Put them in the best positions to get the best out of them. The players like a Jota and stuff like that, you can give him the ball 1v1 with a defender because he can dribble, man. Diaz, you can give him to him. He can dribble, man. Mo to an extent as well. He can dribble, man. You know, Chiesa, you know, he's very good at dribbling. Cody as well. He's not a fantastic dribbler, but he's a very efficient dribbler. So they're obviously better than him at that aspect. But I think put him in the box, man. Put him in the box and get him chances in there. I was mentioning last season as well, we stopped crossing the ball in the box a lot as well, man. And that could be because he wasn't in the box or whatever. But I felt like if the player isn't in the box enough times, bro, surely then you'd say it's something to do with the system then. Maybe him dropping deep to try and receive the ball. I don't know. But the season before, you can tell that he was always in the box and we tried to use him as a striker. But last season, I think we kind of reverted back to not a full say-9, but someone that can link play and build up to allow Mo and the rest of the guys to get in. But I think with a striker like Darwin, the link play, I don't think we need him to do that. Let the midfielders do that job and then put him in. So let's see, man. Let's see. There's plenty of games to go. Let's see if anything changes, if anything gets any better. Spoke about him. Trent obviously being Matt. Gomez, you'd probably say he's going to get some minutes eventually, you know, maybe in the cup games coming up as well. And then obviously we spoke about Alisson. But yeah, man, let's get to it, man. Let's go to the team. So guys, you throw down in the chat who do you want to start? What's your starting 11? And then we can kind of chop it up. But we already know, man, the first one is starting. We already know it's going to be Alisson. Outstanding. Big up, Saint, bro. Outstanding so far this season. There's nothing that you need him to do more extras. He's just been fine when called upon. Made some very crucial saves, especially in the Man United game. You'd say that point blank, really, headers and stuff like the Brentford one as well. Even though most of them has been at him, but he's made some really, really, really good saves for us. So Alisson will keep his position in the team, and I know Kelleher's been talking up the things and said he wants to leave and stuff like that, but which we already kind of knew anyway. And I think he'll get his wish come the end of the season. I think we'll move him on with obviously Mamdashvili coming in to maybe be the successor of Alisson, or I don't know, man, maybe he has to wait an extra year because Alisson's still got a lot more in the legs, bro, to kind of go. So it'll be interesting. So yeah, Alisson in the goal. Very, very good. Can he make it 4 clean sheets out of 4? That would be amazing as well. Alisson doing his takes on the pitch. No, Alisson's cold, man. Alisson's cold. Yeah, Alisson doing well. Even the footwork is great. Yeah, he's getting better with the passing and distribution at the back, hasn't he? So that's interesting. That's interesting going forward as well. Big up to Bob and MG in the building as well. So let's go to centre back. Obviously, we know Virgil is going to play. Been really good this season, Virg, and there's nothing I can't ask him to do any more, and I can't ask him to do anything less. There was a few bits where we're like, Virg, just pass it a bit more quicker from out the back sometimes, but I think that's probably a bit of a instructions, but he does it a bit slower than you think the instructions should be in it. He just holds on to it, but for too long. Sometimes you just want him to move it on a bit quicker, but it is what it is, man. So Virgil will play at the back. Then you'd say Konate keeps his position with him. I don't think there's anything needs to change. I know Kwanzaa has been mentioned, obviously, in the chat as well. But yeah, I think Konate and Virgil right now, they've got a little thing going now. I think just keep that. They're both fit. Keep that going, and then we'll see what happens. And then, you know, maybe the West Ham game, you might be able to throw Kwanzaa back into to kind of give him those minutes that he needs. But for now, yeah, just keep it the same, to be fair. Left back Robbo, and I know Robbo has been, you know, on the hit list this season, on the transfer list, whatever list you want to call it, he's been on that list. So fingers crossed, carries on the way he started the season. Started it really sharp. I didn't expect him to start the season, to be fair, guys. Openly said that from pre-season. I don't think Tsimikas did anything wrong not to start the season. But obviously the manager's gone with Robbo, and it's been justified. Robbo has been strong defensively. I've not seen anything where I'm like, okay, shaky here, shaky there. And in my opinion, he's still in the top 3 left backs in the Premier League, best left backs at the moment. You know, and I think you could probably only maybe mention, I don't know, Ake or Gravadal, because they've played left back. They're not left backs, but they've played there. You can probably mention them in a system they've done really well for Man City when they've been called upon to play left back. But Robbo's still up there for me in the top 3 left backs in the Premier League. Right back, Trent, you already know what time it is, man. Trent's been balling out still. So far, so good, man. 2 very, very good games for England as well. First game, obviously, I was mentioned to Davin, kind of agreed. The last 10 minutes in the first England game, though, this man got so bored. The amount of misplaced pass he had after that was crazy. Still finishing a high passing rate, but the chances he was creating for England in that first game, and then obviously the Finland one the other night, man, he was outstanding again. Outstanding. The amount of opportunities that this man creates. And you're watching a game going, this is all we had to do, maybe in the Euros, maybe in the past World Cup. Stuff like that. If he's fit, why not put him in? Why not put him into the team? Because you know he is going to offer more good than he's going to offer bad. So, but some managers can risk it, some don't. They just, I don't know, man, they want to listen to maybe the media talking points, stuff like that. But Carsley seems to be like, no, Trent is my guy, and he's you know, it's paying off. 2 man of the matches back to back. But for us, Trent has been really good as well, man. So fingers crossed gets that contract signed and sealed and delivered, man, going forward. So yeah, Trent definitely there. And then obviously the main man, Gravenberch. Yeah, 3 very good games to Liverpool. 2 very, very good games for Holland. Outstanding, man. I'm so happy for the kid, bro. 22 years of age, and he's balling out. And we spoke about it a few times on the channel. Just, you know, sometimes we jump to criticize these players and don't really remember how really young these guys are. I'm not saying because you're young you shouldn't be able to get criticized. Of course you should. You know what I mean? You're playing football. You're playing football at the highest level, and there is going to be an expectation on you as a player. But yeah, he stepped up this season, needed that season to climatize in a position where he's comfortable and where we can see him play and get the best out of him. But yeah, he's been really, really, really good. And as I said, man, you know, he can be criticized as any other player. Even us as content creators, we can be criticized. We put ourselves in a position to do that, you know, to be scrutinized, criticized, and agreed and disagreed on, you know, based on our takes and comments and stuff like that. But for Gravenberch, yeah, I can't say anything more. I just want it to continue, bro, and I want him to just get from, you know, even stronger, because if he's offering us this and we're not, no one's saying he's playing out the world at the moment, he's not playing, you know, he's not playing at a mad top level. He's at a very good level now where he's consistent. But you know there's notches to go, because there's goals to be added, there's assists to be added, there's a bit more domination in terms of, you know, that position he's playing in and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, man. Next man you'd say next to him there will be McAllister as well. There was a conversation from Anything Football. I was listening to their podcast, so big up to them again, man. And one of they think Curtis might come in for him because of the injury. And we don't know if the injuries, if it's not, he's not injured, obviously he's trained, but we don't know if it's affecting him enough for him maybe not to start the game and stuff like that. So maybe Curtis comes back in for him, but I doubt it. I think McAllister, if he trained yesterday, that means, you know, he will train today and then we'll take it from there. But him again, man, as I said earlier on in the stream, I feel like because the way Sobbo and Gravenberch has started, I feel like it's taken a bit of the limelight, a bit of shine off of maybe what McAllister is doing in the background, and we just not saying we're not privy to it, but we're not seeing it because we're like, raw, Gravers is doing this, Sobbo stepped up, we're watching the front line cook with Diaz, even, you know what I mean, these guys step up. So maybe that, you know, the limelight is kind of taken off of this man. But yeah, I fully expect him to start. Next man, Soboslai. 8 chances created so far this season for us, and more to get. He's been really, really good. As I said earlier on in the stream, man, I think him hold himself, accountable for maybe last season, you know, in that interview. I can't remember the exact one, so forgive me, guys. But I do remember him speaking about his performances, and, you know, obviously wasn't good. Start off well, wasn't good at the end. So him probably like assessing, readjusting, and obviously under the new gaffer as well, giving him fresh ideas and giving him a new role, but a bit more instructions in that particular role, maybe to help him as a player and get the best out of his attributes. But yeah, he's been really, really good. And being one of our most, you know, the players that's covering the most grounds as well. The work rate this man puts in to make sure we're winning the ball back as quickly as possible as well. Yeah, no, he's a top player at the moment, man, and long may that continue. And then it becomes, we got a front 6 now, but obviously, who should I go to first? Let's go to Mo, man. We know Mo is gonna start. Mo starts. Mo's in great form, looks sharp, looks fit, strong. 3 goals, 3 assists so far in 3 games. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And as I said to you guys last season, man, it wasn't necessarily his goals or assists. I know Mo was going to get those. That's just a part of his game. But the other side of the game, helping the teammate out, running a bit more to do a bit more work just to make sure, you know, we don't concede, or we don't get doubled up on. We don't, you know what I mean? Use the ball better in moments when we get into good areas, man. Less of the slipper foot stuff, man. Pass it if we need to pass it. But he's doing that. He's doing that now, and 3 goals, 3 assists. Performances are high. Levels are high. Outstanding, man. So Mo starts on the right. I didn't know yet whether to go with Diaz or Cody. And the reason why I was thinking which one to kind of go with, Diaz, obviously, if he's fit, you play him. And I said that openly. But I don't know, man. Can Cody come in? Can Cody come in for this one? What do you guys think? Would you take Diaz out for this one to put Cody in? Let me know what you guys think. Or would you keep Diaz in? Liverpool Tube Channel said Diaz. Okay. Anyone else? Do we keep him? Because I was thinking, does this game require? Could Cody come in and be thinking of, we don't need to rotate? I'm just thinking about maybe the players, where the players have travelled, who came back after who. Yeah. What are you saying, Dustin? Yeah, keep Diaz, or you saying Cody? He starts Diaz. Okay. Fair enough. Let's leave this. Let's leave last season. In last season, where one was told to put the backpack of history down. Let's do that and just focus on the now, and then focus on Mr. Lock. Now, big up, Pops. You already know, man. Cody said, yeah, okay. I don't think Diaz or Maka starts from Anne. Gap post second half sub. Rotate from Dustin. Okay. Well, I'll give Diaz a nod, but I just want to see where your heads were at as well, man, with it. I think Diaz looks good. It's about trying to just keep the confidence going as well. I'm here for the rotation. Maybe Gakpo starts in the Milan game. Maybe he starts in that one, but we'd have to wait and see. But I think Diaz will start, and then up front. All right. I'm trying to think. I want to give Nunez the nod, you know. He probably won't, but I want to give him the nod. And I'm not going to hold the last performance against Jota because obviously he's been really, really good the games before that. The Man United game, he wasn't good. I'm just trying to think, man, with this team, is it the right team to bring Nunez in for? Is it the right team to bring Nunez in for? I think it is. I think it is the right game to bring him in. Jota's performances have been very good, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't done anything where I'm like, oh no, that position is definitely his now. Now I'll throw Nunez in for this one. I'll throw him in for this one. Salah, Nunez, Diaz. And you still have a fit Jota on the bench if he needs be. Nunez has been working, so he hasn't had any international football in his legs. He's been working, been working in the chambers when everyone was away for the 2 weeks, staying behind to do the extras. I think let's put him in this one and see if the extras pay off. I think put him in this one and see if the extras pay off. At the end of the day, we still have a fit Jota. That's what I'm saying. So worst comes to worst, it's not working. Bang, Jota comes off the bench and then does what Jota does, man. But let me know what you guys think with this one as well. Do you start Nunez or do you keep it the same and stick Jota back up front again? Nunez. Alexander, we could play Darwin against AC. Here and they play a high line. Liverpool Truth Channel, let's go Nunez. Fair enough. The Panther, yeah. Okay, honesty. Are you going with the Nunez one as well? Most of you going with Nunez, let me know, man. Put it in the chat, guys. But big up for everyone in the chat as well, man. Appreciate the love as always. If you haven't already, guys, just double check, man. See if you've liked the video. If you haven't, just click it, bro. You know what I mean? Just click it. Don't waste your time at the end. Then I don't have to keep asking for it because it bores me and it bores you as well. I know. Just like the video straight away and it's all good, man. But yeah, I'm gonna run with Darwin. I'll run with Darwin for this one. No international football in the leg. Did the extra sessions. So there's a lot of rest in there. And I think there's probably a lot of hunger and fire in his belly, man, to perform and show up for this club now. So not saying he wasn't there in the first place, but I feel like, he has to now prove a point. And I've given him this season. So let's see, man. So just to go back to the team. So obviously we started with, I've gone with Alisson in goal. Obviously Virgil, Konate at the back. Robbo left back, Trent right back, Gravenberch as your deep line, double pivot 6, 8, whatever you want to call it. Right sided for Sobo of that 8, left side McAllister / double pivot. And then we've gone with Mo on the right, Darwin as the striker, and then Diaz stays in the team and play as the left winger. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that's a good team. I think that's a more than enough, or more than adequate enough to win this game, man. But guys, before we head out, big up to everyone, as I said. I need you guys to throw your score predictions in, and don't just put the score. I need you to put the goal scorers as well in there, because it would be good to see who could get it right, who can get, say if you get 2 of the goal scorers, whatever. But yeah, put the score and then your goal scorers in there as well, and I'll read those out. For me, I would love another clean sheet. Really, really love another clean sheet. So I'm going to go 4-0. 4-0. Based around my starting 11, I'm going to go with Sobo to score, Salah to score, Nunez to score, and Diaz to carry on his run and score as well. Yeah, I feel like we're going to be, it's at Anfield, it's going to be tough for them. We've got a lot of confidence. So do they, to be fair, but a lot of teams do come to Anfield with confidence and leave with nothing. So it's good, man. And sometimes when we've been so clinical and precise in terms of how we want to score goals and create goals. I feel like we're just going to be a bit too much for them. But yeah, that's my score, 4-0. Big up, Daz, bro. Good team. Appreciate it, my bro. Ant's gone with 4-1. Salah, Diaz, Jota, Virgil. Long time. Has any of our centre-backs scored this season yet? None of them has, right? We only had 3. Yeah, none of them has already. Virgil gone 3-0. Mo, D9, and Jota. Jota off the bench to get that. Fair enough. Liverpool Truth Channel 4-0. Diaz 2, Mo 1. Zobo 1. Alexander 3-0. A lot of clean sheets in here, man. I hear it. Diaz, Salah, and Mac. Yeah, love a little Mac screamer in it. Honestly, big up, bro. 5-0. LFC. Darwin hat-trick. Mo gets 1, and Ibu. Fair enough. Which shirt would I buy, home or away or third kit? Home one. Can't go wrong with the home one. I think they're all nice though. The white one looks good, but I don't really like the Nike thing, but I guess you'll get used to it. But yeah, the home one, man. Always the home. Diaz 5-0, Salah 3, Nunez, and Diaz. Big up Liverpool 6-7. Ends, please, no high score from you again. No, I swear I got one of the high scores right last season. Was it last season? Season before? I can't remember. I swear I got one of them, the high ones, the high score lines. Richard, big up. 4-1 Liverpool. So 4-1 prediction. 4-1 versus Liverpool. Nottingham. Yep. Hollywood said the away kit. Third kit from Dustin. Musa, Liverpool 4. Darwin with a double. Fair enough, fair enough. All right, man. We'll wrap it up there, guys. Listen, it's always a pleasure, man. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the watch along, so that should be interesting. But if we lose, I'm not doing any more still. I ain't even going to lie. I don't even like doing them anyway, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the watch along. We're going to vibe. We're going to have some fun. Hopefully, we see a lot of goals. Hopefully, we cook up the team. And then straight after the game, guys, the call-in show is back. So if you guys don't already know, there's a call-in show straight after the game. And you guys get your chance to jump in and have a conversation. Everyone gets equal amount of time. So it's normally 3 minutes. You get to chop it up. If you go over the 3 minutes, then you end up getting kicked out. So fingers crossed, man. It's a great game. We win. There's loads of you guys. There's loads of new subscribers, as well. So you guys can, jump in and let us know what you think about the game. Let us know how you find Liverpool this season, or anything you want to talk about Liverpool, Liverpool way, or whatever, really. You can chop it up, man. But I know it's going to be more about the game than anything else. So yeah, call in straight after the game, the watch along as well tomorrow. I think that's it. And then obviously we've got the AC Milan game on Tuesday, so we'll do a preview for that one. And then we'll also do, I think Savage is doing the watch alongs for those ones. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, man, please go and subscribe to Savage's channels as well. As I said, guys, it's in below my suggested channels. So if you haven't already, please make sure you go and do that. His channel's there, G's channel's there, and all the other channels of mine as well is on there. So please go and show the love over there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. Hopefully we're all smiling tomorrow. Hopefully we're all happy. At around 5 o'clock, you would say? By them times, the game should have been done, maybe 5:10. And then it's all good. It's all dandy, man. But guys, let me get out of here, man, because got other stuff to do with my day. But love for the love as always, guys. Catch you tomorrow, yeah? Peace.
But I have an idea. I heard the song today a few times, and you can do that. I have no problem with that. Let's see how the response will be. Arne slot, la 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 la. Imagine the next season starts and you are not waiting what's going on. No, you go full throttle into it. You welcome the new manager like you welcome